Welcome back to Dimes on Duval. I'm your host, Keith Manzi, and my other host, Mike Yashi, and my other host, Skyler Chase. We're all in the house today. What's up, guys?
Howdy, howdy.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
This is a big episode. This is our summer is officially over episode. We have not been all together in, gosh, I don't know. Do you even know how long?
It's been a while, that's for sure.
It's been too long.
Yeah, I've seen individuals, but we haven't been grouped up in a while.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute because our last episode was just our summer episode, and then we talked about the draft and Tebow and Aaron Rodgers 3 months ago. So it's been 2 months since we have met, but I'm happy to report that we are back, and we should be back in a routine very soon as well. This episode is going to be heavily focused on college football since it is also back, and NFL, which is starting this weekend. So I know we're hyped, and I don't really want to waste any time, so I think we should just go ahead and jump right in with college football to start off. So first off, Skyler, you mentioned a little pre-show that you haven't watched a lot of college football yet this season, which I'm sure is attributed to working a lot, and I can't blame you for that. But did you see any of the highlights of the Florida FAU game?
Yeah. So, been working 2 jobs to work at the Shrimp, obviously, and the season's almost over. But so I just missed this Saturday, and I'll probably miss next Saturday too. But I saw a little bit of the highlights. I saw that they scored on the first 2 drives, which was really good to see. And then after that, they kind of sputtered. Emory Jones threw a couple interceptions. They couldn't take advantage of some good field position. But, in the end, we ended up winning. Anthony Richardson, our backup quarterback, had some spectacular plays within the game. So, ultimately, we still won 35-14, I think, was the final.
Yes.
Which pretty good score. It may have not been a great passing game, and I'm not sure how the defense looked. I know that last year that was one of the main issues. That's probably the thing that held us back all last year. But otherwise, I'm not too concerned. Like 35-14 is pretty good, and we're playing USF next week, and I think we'll play a little bit better next week. It's the first game of the season, obviously.
Right. You got to shake off the dust. I understand that. Emory Jones coming in, throwing 2 interceptions. He did still throw a touchdown. The offense highlight was obviously the rushing game. They rushed for 400 yards. You did mention Anthony Richardson, the backup quarterback. He had a 73-yard rush. They look dominant running the ball. I don't know much about Florida Atlantic rushing defense, but I'm sure it's not spectacular. But, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I think that's just a tribute to like Mullen's offense. He loves having running quarterbacks and being able to run all over the field. When he was the coordinator here at Florida, we had Percy all over the field. Tebow ran the ball. Aaron Hernandez, it was a killer tight end on the field, just running loose. And then when he goes to Mississippi State, Dak Prescott, he's really capable of being a mobile quarterback too, as well as a pocket passer, and that's what makes his offenses so versatile. And it's just great to have so many guys in the backfield that can run the ball, and the defense gets worn out from that no matter who you're playing.
Oh, absolutely. They had 7 different guys carry the ball. They averaged 8.7 yards a rush. Again, 400 yards. 4 touchdowns were attributed to rushing. That's pretty darn good. The biggest question mark, I guess, on the season is just Emory Jones needs to settle down, complete some passes. He was 17 of 27 for only 113 yards, which very, very average numbers, not really very good. But, when you're rushing the ball that well, it doesn't really matter. But you still want to see a quarterback throw the ball, sling it around pretty well. But
yeah. So I guess my point to you is also to everyone thinking that same thing. It's obviously you hear it all the time. The run game opens up the passing game, and the fact that we can run it so well is really nice. And he did. I think at one point he did start 7 of 10, and then he did stutter throughout the game. But that's one thing that I have an issue with Dan Mullen's offense too. At the same time, is when he's rotating quarterbacks as often as he does, it's very difficult for someone to get settled into the role, especially when it's their first college start. So I think, that's one thing I do wish is that Mullen would kind of ride with Emory just to let him get settled in more. But obviously we've seen how much of a weapon Anthony Richardson is, so we can't really keep him off the field either at the same time.
Right. And again, it's week 1. We'll see a little bit more at USF to see what happens. Another thing they need to cut down, they did have 9 penalties for 91 yards. That'll hurt you a little bit, but it definitely hurt another team this weekend a little bit more. The good old Florida State Seminoles. Mike, bringing you on now. Actually, the Seminoles did have 9 penalties, but only for 54 yards, but still a lot of penalties. But tell me your thoughts on the game against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
I mean, other than the fact that this team is looking a lot better than what they did last year, I've got no complaints really from this team or from this coaching staff. When they were down 18 points, I was like, oh, this is where it's about to get blown open. And this is just like last year. We don't have the talent, obviously, to keep up with Notre Dame. But yet, the guys kept fighting. The coaching staff put them in positions to win the game. Didn't really do anything stupid like previous staffs or even last year. But I did enjoy watching this team play their hearts out and almost come up with a win Sunday night against the Fighting Irish. No one expected them to win. Not many people did. Although I was very caught off guard with the amount of people that voted for Florida State in my Twitter poll I put on Sunday afternoon.
I did.
You voted for Florida State?
I had to, man. It's hard. It's so hard to pick against the boys.
Yeah, Skyler, I don't know if you saw my Twitter poll, but I put on Twitter at 3:30. All right, a few hours away, who wins tonight, Notre Dame or Florida State? I only got 26 votes. 54% of that vote was Florida State. I was completely caught off guard that more people were picking Florida State. But I don't know if that was bias or just Gator fans being, hyping Florida State up. I don't know. Anyway, that's besides the point. But there was definitely some issues with this Florida State team. Don't get me wrong. The quarterback play is going to be an issue all year. The offensive line play has been an issue since 2013.
Yes, but the corrections to start the second half, though, to give Travis a little more time, to roll him out a little bit more, was superb, I think.
I agree. And that's what Coach Norvell and Coach Dillingham, they're trying to work around the flaws on our offensive line to help our quarterback, to help Jordan Travis out, and definitely helping out Milton going forward because they will both be used going forward in all our games. But my biggest concern is the fact that our receivers are not good, but they're all young. They're going to develop over the season. I think that'll help out. And I do believe that Jayshon Corbin is our best offensive player because that young man can run. He was quick. He looked good. He looked like he had no effects from the injury he had a few years ago. He looks damn good.
Yeah, he had 144 yards rushing, obviously his longest being 89-yard rush for a touchdown to really put us into the game early on. It was 2 3-and-outs, just horrible offense to start the game. And that really just kind of sparked something for the offense. It was great to see that.
And before that run, I honestly thought the way we were starting off reminded me a lot of the 2018 Virginia Tech game. We had no movement on offense. The crowd was taken out early, but yet the only reason why the crowd was still in it is because of our defense. Our defense looked really good given what they had to deal with.
God bless Jermaine Johnson.
Jermaine Johnson is our best player in the on the Seminoles, without a doubt. But man, he looked damn good. Thank you, Georgia, for not putting him on your starting line because now we are reaping the rewards of that. But I do believe the defense was much better than last year. I don't know what it was, but this year the defensive line looked a lot better than
Well,
what they
you
have
couldn't
the
get any
last 2
worse,
years.
Mike. They didn't have any even QB pressures last year. It felt like, you'd rush 3, you'd rush 4, you'd rush 5. Still looked like the quarterback had all day. So it was just nice to
Yeah.
see some pressure and 4 sacks on the night, which is
Yep.
really
And
nice.
not even that, they even shut down Notre Dame's running game. Notre Dame's running game was really a concern for me. And I think I retweeted something earlier today. And I saw that the stat line from last year to this year in terms of the rushing game, God, if I can find the tweet, but we shut down Notre Dame's running game to 74 yards rushing, or
65.
I'm sorry, yeah, 65 yards rushing. But it was the 2 running backs who had 73 yards rushing because we sacked
Correct.
Cone
Yeah,
a few times.
Cone
But
and a couple sacks, yeah.
so I do that. The fact that we shut down one of the best running attacks in college football to only under 100 yards rushing is pretty good. We forced the transfer quarterback Jack Cone to beat us, and he did. Like, I'm not even that upset about it. We forced him to beat us, and he did with 4 touchdowns.
Hey, don't give him all the credit.
I'm not, but I'm saying we
Don't.
forced him to do it, and he did it. He proved us wrong. Give them
Kyron Williams scored that 1 touchdown by himself. He dumped it off to him out of the. He was Blake Borderlands that game. He had some pretty decent looking numbers on paper, but it was Michael Mayer and Kyron Williams and Kevin Austin Jr. that were making him look a lot better than he was. I mean,
yes, I'm saying
we could have completed that pass to Michael Mayer where he was wide open, maybe.
But my thing is also Mayer did have some pivotal drops for Notre Dame because if he had those,
did you see that he had no gloves on?
And then he switched to wearing gloves. I noticed that. Yep,
I made fun of him because I was like, you can't do that in this house. That's Nick O'Leary's thing. So then he goes and puts gloves on, and he still dropped the ball.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, if he had made those 3 catches, it could have changed the entire game. But I'm just glad it came down to the wire. It looked like it was going to be over when we were down 18 points. But yet, the resiliency of this team is very different from what we've had the last 2 years. 2-3 years, they would have quit. They would have gave up. They would have packed it in. But yet they kept fighting and almost came out with the victory. So I'm not upset about this effort at all or this game by Florida State against Notre Dame.
Same. Last question. Who starts next week?
I'm still going to go with Jordan Travis, but Mackenzie Milton will be playing a lot.
Agreed. Okay. All right. Well, did you watch?
It's against Jacksonville State, so I'm glad it's a rather easier opponent.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot. We're going to see a lot of both of them, hopefully. Did you watch football all weekend?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I know Skyler didn't, but I just want to get, what was the biggest just thing that you saw that was just like, whoa, to you? I'll go first while you think about it. I'm going to go with Tulane. Goodness gracious. Tulane looked awesome. Not just their uniforms, but they almost knocked off number 2 Oklahoma. That was incredible. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, the fact that Tulane had to go from New Orleans, from Louisiana, to go up to Norman and almost beat Oklahoma in their own stadium, and technically as the home team, which I think is bogus, but that was very impressive.
Hey, that color combo was just gorgeous, though. Did you see those, Skyler?
Yeah, I did see that. Those were like 2 out of 3 of the 2 out of the 12 plays I saw this weekend. I saw a couple plays from that game.
Yeah, those uniforms were gorgeous.
Yeah.
I guess my thing, that it's not really me saying, whoa. It's more like, all right, we're not stupid here. Alabama absolutely throttling Miami was a joy to see because I cannot believe Miami fans and people were thinking Miami was going to win. And I can't remember who, I think Derek King said we're going to beat them, or someone said we need to beat Miami, or we need to beat Alabama to bring back college football to normalcy. Everyone was like, shut up. I'm so glad Alabama laid the hammers early on and never let up, because I wish Alabama shut out Miami, because that is something I'm just glad I saw. I watched that game from beginning to end, and I just saw Alabama whoop Miami's ass, and it was enjoyable to watch.
Yeah,
I was hoping for I'm actually surprised they even got 13 points. And I thought it was kind of pathetic that Miami even kicked the field goal to end the first half. They should have been shut out. That would have been more respectable. Them trying to kick 3 instead of going for a touchdown is embarrassing.
Agreed.
Miami is a joke.
They are indeed. One last quick college football note. I did want to give a shout out to Southern Conference's East Tennessee State for beating down Vanderbilt. That's pretty awesome to see. A little small school like that come out and beat Vanderbilt.
I got family in that area.
Yeah,
I'm a big ETSU fan. I got family up in Johnson City. My cousin actually, when his high school, he has to go to ETSU's campus to take classes in high school.
That's
how small
awesome.
his high school is.
I bet they're hyped then because 23-3 beat down Buccaneers over the Commodores. That's pretty awesome.
Well, they're all volunteer fans up there anyway, so I'm sure they're happy. Whenever I go visit them, one of my cousins, they got a blue tick coonhound, which is the dog that roams the field for the volunteers.
Yeah.
And every time I go up there, they always make sure to give it a stuffed animal that looks like a gator.
Oh, that's kind of cute. I remember they did that at Academy. They sold, it was like dog toys, and it was just like, I think it was just ex-Jaguar players. Oh, it was Jalen Ramsey. They had little Jalen Ramsey little plush toys, and they marketed them as Jaguar dog toys. And
oh my God.
they sold really fast. I thought that was pretty funny. But speaking of Jalen Ramsey, we've got some Jaguars football on the horizon, fellas. I don't know about you. Well, I know you guys are hyped. I'm hyped, man. I'm really hyped.
Yes, indeed.
I'm ready. This past Saturday and Sunday, and even today on Monday is just a great warm up for just sitting on the couch Sunday afternoon from 1 p.m. till midnight, watching football all day. I'm ready for Sunday night, and I'm ready for even Thursday night with the Bucs and the Cowboys, but I'm ready for Sunday all-day football.
Yes, and the Jaguars will be in Houston playing at 1 o'clock on CBS. Tyrod Taylor has officially been named the starting quarterback for Houston, and we got to win this game, right? Like, this is easily winnable, right, Skyler?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I think they're going to win every game, but
we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah. So being realistic, obviously, this is a game that I think is very winnable. The schedule is very favorable up front, so if we can get a few wins up front, I think we can have a really good season. A lot better than people expect, especially with other teams having to deal with issues and within our division, alone, Houston's not very good. Tennessee constantly is dealing with the COVID problem, and then Indianapolis is always
kind of a question mark.
Flustered with injuries Wentz is going to be a question mark all season, and then there was a Quentin Nelson dealing with that same injury. I'm sure it's much tougher for a bigger guy dealing with it too, but yeah, this week one, just focusing on this week, it'll be interesting to see how our defense does. That's been the biggest question mark, I feel like, during the preseason and everything, but I feel like the preseason they were running the most basic plays they could, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of things that we see week one where we're like, oh, we need to see a lot more of that, and we probably will throughout the season. And that final preseason game, Trevor Lawrence really looked good and settled into the position, and the offensive line only had three of the starters missing, but they still performed pretty well. And this week we have the whole offensive line coming back. DJ Chark's in the game. We're going to have our full wide receiver core coming through. So it'll be cool to see all of them finally together as one unit and to see what their full potential is this week, especially against an opponent that I don't know the exact number, but I'm pretty sure they flipped all 53 people on the Houston squad this past offseason.
Yeah, it seems like it. It's going to be a whole new roster up there. I'm not going to really recognize who we're playing against besides the uniforms. Mike, what's one key thing that you're looking for in this game? Maybe just a position group or, one focus that you want to focus on in this game for the Jags?
Our damn pass rush. I'm so sick and tired of the Jaguars not having a pass rush since 2017. It's exhausting. Like we need Josh Allen to step up. We need Caleb on Chason to step up. We need the secondary to give the defensive line a few seconds to get after the quarterback.
We
get
need
after
Taven
Tyrod
Bryan
Taylor.
to step up.
I still can't believe he made the team, but that's a story for another day.
He made some plays on the screen in that last game. That's exactly what we need. The screen's been killing us.
Did you see that tweet too, Skyler? That was so dumb.
Wait, sorry,
I just missed. And the ball went over his hand.
I just missed him. My dad just called me. So what just happened?
We were talking about how Taven Bryan, the one play where he was running and the screen went over his hand, but he was running after and he put his hand up and he almost got it. And it's like, oh, he's so good on screens. Like, come on.
Whatever. Anyway,
grasping for straws, man. Grasping for straws for that guy.
It's ridiculous that he's still even in the NFL, but that's besides the point. As I was saying about the Jags defensive line, they need to get after the quarterback. They need to stop. They were, I think, the worst. Oh, they were second worst last year in terms of sacks. So we need that to come up. We need that to be at least a top 20 team. Top 20 team will be winning some games, but I want to see this defensive line get after it with Joe Cullen. I want to see this defensive front get after it. I want to see Josh Allen develop to be a star pass rusher like he was 2 years ago. I want to see Caleb on Chason become a good number 2 pass rusher. I want to see some of the free agent pickups that we've had in Malcolm Brown and the draft of Jay Tufele, DeJuan Smoot. I want to see him step up. Jihad Ward, Roy Robertson Harris. I want to see all these guys get after it. I think they can. It's just a matter of will they. If they can get after Tyrod Taylor, at least this Sunday, then we can have something going forward for the rest of the season. I mean, think about it. 4 years ago, Saxonville was born, and ironically, it was week 1 in Houston. So,
yeah,
we'll see.
Interesting. As tradition, every year, Skyler goes through the schedule. We read him the schedule, and he goes ahead and picks who he thinks is going to win each game. So, you ready, Skyler? I've got the schedule right here in front of me.
I have it up as well. So
am I getting involved in this too, or no?
You're more than welcome to, Mike. You're more than welcome to.
Okay, because I don't remember. I don't know if we did anything like that a few weeks ago or a few months ago when the schedule came out, but.
No, I just remember a couple of years ago when we did it, and Skyler was the only one who was right the year that we surprised everybody and actually played pretty well.
That's true. So we'll go ahead and give it a shot. How about us 3 do it, and then we'll just mark it down later this year?
Yeah,
we'll mark it down, and we'll review it at the end of the year.
All right. So wait, let me finish my little chart here real quick.
Make sure you add yourself in that chart.
I just did. Yeah, that's why I'm fixing it real quick. Okay, so week 1, Houston. I'm saying I think we're going to unanimous, right? Win?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. 1-0, baby. Let's go. All right. Week 2 is at home versus Denver at 1:00.
It's an interesting matchup. I'll be excited to see, how packed stadium gets for this game and be the home opener for Trevor's first game in Jacksonville during the regular season. That defense is highly talked about for Denver, but Teddy Bridgewater's on the other side. They're gonna be playing game management football the whole time. I think we'll pull out another W this week.
All right, Mike.
I say that defense will be too hard to overcome, and I do think Teddy Bridgewater is a decent quarterback. He'll get after our defense. He's got some weapons. Don't discount the weapons that Teddy has. So I do think that Denver will win a low-scoring game, but I think Denver will win that game, putting the Jags at 1-1 so far.
Well, negative Nancy Keith is going to turn the tide here. I'm actually going to go W in that one.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The roar of the crowd's going to get a little get us into it, and we're going to cause some problems for Denver's offense. And it's going to be a low-scoring affair, but we're going to squeak out the dub. Week 3 versus Arizona at home, 1:00 on Fox, the first Fox game of the season. What do we got?
Well, I would like for us to win as a redemption for our last time we played them. It was awful. We lost to Blaine Gabbert 2017 the last time we played Arizona.
Let's not think about that.
Yeah. This time you got Kyler Murray on the other side. He's got DeAndre Hopkins coming back to Jacksonville. We don't have anyone that can really stop DeAndre Hopkins quite as well as Jalen Ramsey used to. So I think Arizona's gonna win that one. That's gonna be our first loss of the season.
I give us an L on that one too. Mike, unanimous?
Nope, I have them beating Arizona.
Okay. All right. Week 4, we traveled to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals at 8:20 Thursday night game. What do we got, Skyler? You're leading off every time, so when I just say, go ahead. So
is that going to be the role from now on?
Yeah, that's the rule for today. Yeah, that's the rule. Yeah.
Anyways, we're going to be at Cincinnati Week 4 Thursday night football. I don't trust Cincinnati's offensive line to protect Joe Burrow. I mean, like Mike was talking about, we need to see the defensive line step up. This could be the game that gives him a lot of confidence. I can see them getting around him, making him uncomfortable. Jamar Chase had a lot of drops in the preseason, but he might be settled in at that point. But I still think Jacksonville will win that game.
Jacksonville W. Mike?
I actually make that Cardinals game a loss. I apologize.
You piece of crap.
Don't worry, it's gonna be a Cardinals loss, but a Bengals win. We're gonna beat the Bengals on Thursday night.
I'll be the lone loss. We go up to Cincinnati. We get overhyped. It's a Thursday night game. I just feel like we suck on Thursday, so we're gonna lose. All right, Week 5, Tennessee at home at 1:00. Skyler.
Derrick Henry wins this game big, 230 yards to 50 yards total.
Dang.
I don't know if that makes sense, but Derrick Henry's gonna run all over us. I feel some more. Until we stop them, Tennessee's always gonna beat us.
Okay. All right. So L. Mike Yasji.
Jags come up with the dub. Hard fought win, but they're gonna come up with the dub. They're gonna beat Tennessee at home.
Also have us winning at home. Week 6, Miami at home, 9:30 a.m. game.
No, that's in London.
Game in London.
Yes, sir.
So
we don't lose out there. So I'm already saying dub.
Yeah, I agree with that. We do feel comfortable at London. Well, it's a new regime, so it'll be different. It'll be interesting to see how Urban handles it and such. But I don't think the Dolphins will handle it any better than we have. So yeah, I think we win that game, and then we get to sleep the rest of the afternoon or watch football for the rest of the day, whatever you plan to do after 12:30.
Yeah, either or. Mike?
I think it's a loss. I think Urban Meyer doesn't know what the hell he's doing when it comes to international traveling.
Man, that sucks. All right, we get the bye week after that. Then we go into week 8.
I think we win that one.
Yeah, that's a dub. Woo-hoo. Week 8, we travel to Seattle 4:05 on Halloween.
Oh, man, Halloween. That's going to be a scary game. I think that we're going to be more prepared because of the bye week, but I think that's a victory for Seattle. Too tough to win there for a rookie, and I don't think anyone on our defense can stop DK Metcalf.
Yeah, I have us losing that game as well. Mike?
I do agree with you, boys. It is an L.
All right. Unanimous. Week 8. Week 9, we travel back home. We play Buffalo at home at 1:00.
All right. I think this is going to be, one of the games of the season after it's said and done. You got Josh Allen coming here. I think it's just going to be a back and forth game all day long, and it's going to be fun. But I think Buffalo ends up winning that I think they'll end up winning by like maybe 15 or so points.
Mike?
I think the Jags have an upset brewing, and they do beat Buffalo.
Ooh, that's a big dub right there. Yeah, I chalked this up for an L. I don't think we have it. Oh man! All right, Week 10 at Indianapolis at 1:00.
Indianapolis, I think we're going to beat them. Obviously, I think Carson Wentz is a great quarterback, but that's when he's able to play quarterback, and he hasn't been able to do that much during his NFL career. So I don't know what they're going to look like, but I also know that the Colts struggle against us no matter how awful we are since, like, Peyton Manning's been gone and even Andrew Luck, too, since then. So I think that's going to be a victory for us.
Okay, Mike? I have it as a loss. I'm sorry.
I have it as a win. Carson Wentz stinks, and I think whoever the backups are, they also stink. T.Y. Hilton's old. The only problem will be Jonathan Taylor, but I think our run defense will improve a lot by then.
Is Jacoby Brissett gone? Is he?
Yeah, he's not. He's not in Indianapolis anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. Week 11, we are at home versus San Francisco at 1:00.
I think we're going to win that game. That's going to be one of our upsets, I guess. But at that point, it'll be hard to know if it's really an upset, whether they've put Trey Lance in at that point in the season, try to work with him and start a new offense. But I think we win that game no matter who the quarterback is at that point for the 49ers.
Okay. Mike?
Oh, that's going to be a blowout. Trey Lance will be starting by week 3. And Trey Lance will tear up Jacksonville defense.
Why? Wait, why? Really quickly. Why is he going to be starting week 3?
You don't draft a quarterback that high if you don't expect him to start pretty quickly. I don't think Garoppolo is very good. So that's kind of the reason why. And Garoppolo may get hurt. Who knows? Now, you're bringing up Mahomes. No one expected Mahomes to be this freaking good. I personally think Trey Lance is going to be the second best quarterback.
What makes you think Trey Lance is going to be so good? He's got no sample size.
I'm telling you, I just think Trey Lance is going to be good. He balled out North Dakota State when he played. By the way, I'm not counting 2020. That was a one-game showcase. That wasn't even anything special. But I think Trey Lance is a certified baller in 3 years. Like, he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league in a few years. I think he's got all the tools. I really do. I like Trey Lance a lot.
I've already wrote it down. Don't worry.
I think Trey. It'll be in order. I think Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Trey Lance will be the top 3 quarterbacks of this class.
Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Okay. And he said in that order.
Yes, in that order.
I wrote it in that order. I put 1, 2, 3. Best in QB class. Okay, wow, I have that in my notes now. Thank you for that. That's awesome. I love having more stuff.
That's fine. Give it 3 years. How about that? 3 years from now, we'll find out pretty quickly.
3 years. Okay, I'm gonna have to get this framed and put it on my wall so I remember.
Don't worry, our listeners will bring it back.
I hope so. Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm sorry to go off on that. That's just kind of blew me away a little bit.
But I do believe Trey Lance will be starting by week 3. If you want to write that down too, go ahead.
Okay.
By week 3, he'll be starting.
Week 3 starter. You said loss, right, Skyler?
No, he said win.
You said
they'll beat the Niners.
I'm sorry. And you said loss, right?
Yeah, I say they get blown out. Yep.
Okay, yeah. I said they're going to lose, too. I don't care who the quarterback is. I just think we're going to lose. Week 12 versus Atlanta at home.
Yeah, I think that's another victory for us. Although I think the Falcons will be pretty decent this year. I love Kyle Pitts, but I hate that they got rid of Julio Jones. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that it doesn't really take up the slack, in my opinion. But Kyle Pitts is going to be great. But so it'll be fun to watch him. But I think Jacksonville will win this game too. So I got them winning 3 in a row at this point now.
Yes, you do. I do not have, I do have us winning that game. I've had that finally breaking the losing streak I have. I don't think Atlanta's going to be very good. So I think we win that game and hopefully win it handily in front of my friends. Hopefully they're here and I can rub it in their face. Mike?
Falcons will win. I just don't think the Jags have enough to stop that offense. They've got some weapons in Atlanta. I know they lost Julio, but I just don't think anyone's going to stop Kyle Pitts in Jacksonville. So
Okay. Week 13 at the Rams, LA Rams 425 game. Sunday, December 5th.
Yeah, I would love for us to beat Jalen Ramsey. Hopefully he doesn't have too much of an impact on this game. But I still think the Rams win this game.
Unanimous loss?
Yep.
Okay. That seemed pretty cut and dry there. Week 14 at Tennessee.
Going back to isn't Trevor was born in Nashville, right, and then lived in Georgia.
I believe you're
Yeah,
correct. Yes,
I think so. Yeah.
He should be pretty excited for this game. I think it's one of our first victories against Tennessee that he starts, a commanding dominance against Tennessee in the near future. This is the one that kicks it off. Is when he goes to Nashville and
he was born in Knoxville. I just looked it up. He was born in Knoxville.
But close enough. He's gonna take over the whole state of Tennessee when he takes down the Titans.
All right, win for Skyler. I go with a loss since I already had them winning in week 5, so I always split the Titans. Mike?
I'm with you on that one, Keith. I give him a loss here.
Heard that. All right. We go to week 15, home versus Houston. Another W.
Unanimous?
Yep, unanimous against Houston. Houston sucks. Houston stinks.
Here's a fun one. These next two I think are going to be fun. I'm just curious to see what you guys think on this one. December 26th, day after Christmas, week 16 at New York Jets.
I think Trevor Lawrence is going to come into New York the day after Christmas and show them the gift that they missed out on. And you're going to see why Zach Wilson is nothing but Cole. And, I mean, the Keelan Cole's the only good thing up in New York right now.
Cole, so, Christmas, I get it.
Yeah. And, so I think we're going to go up to New York, and Trevor Lawrence is going to put on a show, and Zach Wilson's just going to look like a scrub.
Oh, all right. I have us winning that game as well. Mike?
I do not. You are underestimating the Jets in terms of they added some weapons on offense.
I'm not underestimating the Jets.
Not you. I'm talking about Skyler. I'm talking about Skyler. You said they don't have only Keelan.
Mike, I predict the Jaguars to win every game. I don't know what you're missing here.
Yeah, but you said the Jets You said the Jets have no one other than Keelan Cole. That's not even close to accurate. I'm going with the Jets by at least.
That's
at
because
least
I don't
points.
respect the Jets.
I think the Jets by at least 10 points.
All right, so let's just be fair. By the time we play them, I'm going to guess either Jamison Crowder or Corey Davis is hurt. So that takes one of them away.
They've got some running backs.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. We'll see. Everything will change.
I feel like they always lack health.
And you think the Jags receivers don't have health issues?
Hey man, we're not talking
Marvin
about
Jones, Laviska Shenault.
How dare you wish injury on our team, Mike?
Wow. What a team
Whatever
here. Wow.
Let's continue with this.
Trey Lance
because there's going to be he's going to be really good.
Week 17 in the new year, January 2nd at New England.
I initially, if they had Cam Newton still a quarterback at this time, which I don't think would have been this case anyways, I would have gone New England, but I'm going to go Jacksonville as a victory here as well.
Jags win. Mike?
Mac Jones will beat his hometown team. Going with the Patriots.
This one was hard for me. We discussed this the other night at the live taping of the Sports Bar podcast. Brother Scott and friend Alex did a great live show at the Players Grill. If you haven't checked out their podcast, please do so. But a group of us at the table were discussing this game, and one end of the table was so adamant that the Jags were going to smoke them in this game, and the other half of the table was like, are you really sure about New England? I mean, they have some stuff going on up there, and it's still Bill Belichick, so I'm going to give New England the win on this one as well.
Yeah, and another thing I just remembered, Bill Belichick against rookie quarterbacks is something that's very impressive, so I'm going to continue to ride that trend of Belichick beating up on rookie quarterbacks.
All right. And the final game of the season is Week 18, Sunday, January 9th, at home against Indianapolis at 1 o'clock.
I'm not sure what I have our record as, but it won't be our last home game of the season, I believe. And we'll win that one. And then we should hopefully have like a home game after that for the playoffs. After you count the W's, let me know.
Okay. Wait, let me Mike, what's yours? What's your on that one?
I think the Jags do a season sweep of the Colts. The Colts have not won in Jacksonville since, I think, 2012 or so. Even before that, actually, now that I think about it. It's been a while, so I'm going to keep riding with the Jaguars at home against the Colts.
Okay, so we were unanimous winning the last game of the season. I always feel like we win the last game of the season. It's just kind of a thing I just feel like. So, Skyler, counting yours up, we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 wins.
There we go, baby.
Wow.
12-5. Wow, okay.
What a team.
Mike, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins.
Actually, more than I thought I would, but okay, I'll take 7 and 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I have 8 wins.
So
wow.
So it's 12-5 for Skyler, 8-9 for Keith, and I am at 7 and 10. I'll take it.
12-5, right, 8-9, 7-10. You guys heard it here first on Dimes on Duval. Tweet at us your thoughts under the podcast link when this goes live at Dimes on Duval. If you do not follow us on already, we are also on Instagram and Facebook. Wow, that was fun. I was surprised with 7 wins, 8 wins for both of us, Mike. But I think we can do it.
I didn't think I just thought we were gonna win. I don't know. I don't know how I came up with 7 wins, but I'll take it. I don't know why I believe in this team to win 7 games.
You guys are feeling the optimism.
I actually thought that I was gonna put 5 wins, but I'll take 7 wins, I guess.
I will too. So before we bid farewell, I do want to ask Skyler real quick. A little tease here. I think you have someone that we might be able to have on for our next episode, a little coastal indoor golf update.
Yeah, so I'm not sure who's really into golf right now, but Bryson DeChambeau's been bulking up, trying to become one of the longest hitters on tour. And
yeah, he still sucks, but whatever.
Yeah, he does, yeah. No, I'm not going to argue that. But what's interesting is he's accepted an invite to be in a long drive tournament. I think it's called can't remember the official name, but the guy we're interviewing, his name's Landon Gentry. He's going to give us a lot of detail on what we can expect, how we can watch that, and really how everything got set up between that. So I'm kind of intrigued to find out more through him as well.
That'll be really cool. I mean, I think it'll be an interesting interview. Mike and I will send a question in too, just maybe for more of the people that don't really know much about golf, maybe more of a general question. But when you type in Landon Gentry, maybe I'm spelling it wrong, on Google, the first thing that comes up is a verbal commit to Virginia Tech swimmer. So
type long drive after.
Yeah, here it is. I have it down here. Poundsit is his Instagram if you want to check out his page.
What a lovely name.
Poundsit, Poundsit. And the first thing I'm seeing is a reel here. This guy is pulling the club back completely over his shoulder. The actual club head is in line with the ball on the tee. Like, I've never seen someone pull the ball back or the club back that far. That hurts my back just looking at it. Holy moly. But I did have a local update, but I didn't have enough on it. I did want to just add just one quick thing. I did see WD's is a new Winn-Dixie brand like liquor store, and apparently they have all kinds of whiskeys and wines, everything you can think of, plus charcuterie stuff. It's on Hendricks, right near Players Grill. I only saw it because I drove when I was at Players Grill the other night. I looked at it. I didn't go inside because it wasn't open, but definitely worth checking out if you're into local
they
spirits.
just opened up pretty recently.
They opened the next day, I believe, or it was that day that they had opened or something. But
yeah, because I know there's a special citrus whiskey with the Jags logo that I saw on Twitter, so I definitely want to check it out and grab it.
Yeah, well, I'll probably be heading up there at some point, probably after payday, and go check that out. But for this episode of Dimes on Duval, I think we are good to go. I appreciate everyone that listens to us. I know Mike and Skyler feel the same. This was a little bit long, but hey, you know what? We appreciate you guys being loyal listeners, and we hope to be right back behind the mic very soon. So for the boys of Dimes on Duval, Mike Yazji and Skyler Chase, I'm Keith Manzi, signing off and wishing you a great rest of your week.